Welcome to a Sunday with me, Sky. I hope you're fully into the summer now. Summer seems to have arrived today. I don't know where from. It's a bit late, but do you know what? Better late than never. I'm pleased to say that I've been out in the park today with the kids, enjoying the sun. And they're still out in the garden, so you might even hear them shouting and screaming because they're running around, trying to have a water fight. And I'm baking a cake. I'm in the middle of baking a cake, and it feels like it's only 4 o'clock in the afternoon when it's actually almost 8 o'clock. So, hi everyone. Welcome to an edition with me, your girl Sky. It's National Cancer Survivor Day, and I'm pleased to say I have survived 3 years now. It's been 3 years since my diagnosis. I've got my mammogram coming up soon, so fingers crossed all will be good still. So I've popped on here because, as you all know, I'm into the voluntary sector. I've always worked and supported the voluntary sector. And in July, at the end of July, I am running a charity ball with my friend in support of 2 amazing charities. Now, a couple of weeks ago, you heard me come on live with Amina from Let's Talk Hope in Sandwell. And today we're going to be talking with Sally Taylor from Bearwood Community Hub, and she is the founder and director of the hub. And I'm going to put her on here to talk about what they do, how they support the community, what's happening for them in terms of projects and stuff now. So yeah, and if you can't attend the event, the link is in my bio, in my link tree. If you can't attend the event and buy tickets to come, then I'm going to add the Just Giving page so that we can fundraise for you to support the causes without attending. So please log in to my link in bio to either buy your tickets or support both the organisations by our Just Giving page, which I'll put up tonight straight tomorrow. So without further ado, the Bearwood Community Hub is a space by and led by the community, run by Sally Taylor. And yeah, Sally Taylor has been for years working in the community in various roles, in volunteering roles and stuff. So I am going to bring her on to talk about what the hub does and offers. They do things like grief kind workshops. They help with community lunches. They do stay and play sessions. They do stuff for mental health. They have a co-working space and so much more. So I'm going to put her on and she's going to introduce herself and we're going to have a little chat. Hi, Sally.
Hello, how are you?
I'm very well. It's still nice and sunny. How about you?
Good. Been a great day in the park and
Yeah.
just enjoying the sunshine, letting the kids play. It's been really nice.
We had a presentation in the park for pizzas, which was lovely, and the kids they didn't want to come back home. It's just such a nice day. Did you have a good half term?
I had an exceptional half term because we were lucky enough to go to Spain.
Ooh.
So yeah, we had
Lovely.
lots of sun and sand and sea, and then today's been like it is. So yeah.
You brought the sunshine back with you.
Exactly. Don't think it's going to stay, but never mind.
I hope so. We're like nearly halfway through the year. We need some form of summer now. I think, I'm all for it staying. So, and when it's nice like this, I'm like, the kids really don't want to go to bed. So you're going to hear my kids that are running around at the moment. So apologies if you hear them. It's just
fine. Well, mine are being really loud on Fortnite at the moment. So
okay. So without further ado, I've done a little intro to talk about who you are and what your hub kind of does, but I think there's nothing like you talking about what it is you do in the community. So would you mind telling me a bit about yourself and what led up to the start of the hub and what the hub does and offers, and the community you serve, and sort of all the different spaces you operate from.
Sure. Okay. Tell me to shut up if I go on too long. It's a bit of a long story. I guess we moved to Bearwood back in 2008, and I pretty much could tell that there was lots happening. It was a really kind of supportive and community, and I wanted to get involved. So I just started doing some volunteering, set up a few initiatives like the Bearwood Shuffle with some friends. Set up again with friends an organisation called We Are Bearwood. All those things were about bringing people together and just kind of trying to engender that community spirit and widen people's social and support networks, I suppose. So long story short, did that for about 10 years and lots of online kind of facilitating as well. And then I think it was when I was heading up the Bearwood Street Festival where we closed the high street and we had about 8,000 people come along.
Wow.
Done it once already 2 years before. And then I was in full-time work and doing this as a volunteer, and it nearly killed me. I was just like, I can't do this. So I took the risk of resigning from my job so that I could do some freelance work and have more time for the voluntary stuff. And over time, I suppose all this kind of volunteer work and the community organising, bringing people together, we always struggled in terms of, I suppose, not having one organisation with, you know, employees that were there for people all the time. It was just most of us had families, young children, or were grandparents with grandchildren to help out with. And people didn't quite know how to get involved, you know, how to help out. It was all very much online based in terms of getting the message out there because we didn't have much time or money for anything else. And so that's really where the idea of Bearwood Community Hub was born, and trying to build up an organisation that would always be there for people and be a bit more, have a space, or as we are now, a number of spaces throughout the community where people could find us and get involved, get support, help make things happen.
Brilliant. And can you tell me, I mean, you've touched on it a little bit, but can you tell me about the impact that your organisation makes in the community and the communities that it serves?
Yeah, we've just had our first year evaluation of this tranche of funding done, actually, and that's available on our website for people to see. Our website's beaewood.cc, and then /impact is all our evaluation reports. And I guess for me, the biggest and most meaningful impact is when people report that they feel like they have a family now, when they perhaps didn't before. That's kind of a thread that runs through a lot of our stuff, whether someone is coming to volunteer or they're coming for support, maybe a food bank voucher or something from the free shop or community lunch, or part of the co-working space. You know, people want connection, and sometimes it's really hard to get connection, and we all know how important that is. So, you know, that's one of the big things that we try and do, is reduce isolation, bring people together, but also enable people to lead their own stuff. So
isolation and loneliness is a massive thing, and I've seen that your organisation helps people that are homeless, new mums, the elderly, those that would just be sitting at home on their own, to come together and have a sense of community and share their skills and expertise and wisdom with one another. And it's all very much peer led, which is fantastic, from knitting, crocheting blankets to just spending time with people and cooking together. So Yeah, it's fantastic to see what you're doing. So, in providing all these valuable holistic services, what would you say is your secret sauce in terms of what you're delivering in the spaces in the community? What makes you so unique?
I think it's actually people coming together to make it happen. I think one of the things that I struggle with, and any of my friends that are watching this will be like, yeah, is people go, well, how do you do it all? How do you do this? Well, actually, you know, I only do it, and my colleagues, Lizzie and Madison and Alicia and everyone that's involved in the hub, we only are able to do it because we have the most amazing support from the community, and that can be people who don't feel isolated but just want to give something back and come and take part and help volunteer and make things happen, cook community lunch, for instance. You know, they're cooking for 50 people in about an hour and a half because we only have the kitchen an hour and a half before the lunchtime. You know, it's
Phenomenal.
you know, it's about, or it can be people who've come to use one of our services. We've got loads of people who've come for ESOL or for the free shop who are now helping with the free shop or helping at the children's area on our Wednesday warm welcome. You know, it's about everybody's contribution and valuing everyone, I think.
That's amazing. Thank you. And please, could you tell me about the challenge in running all the hub, all the different activities that you run in all the different community spaces, and about your hopes and plans to have a permanent home and space for the hub?
Yes. So at the moment we've got some amazing spaces that we use, and we want to continue to work in partnership with the organisations that run them. So we work really closely with Jenny at Bear Bookshop, who has warmly allowed us to run our stay and play there, and that's a free stay and play on a Monday morning at 10, so that we can enable access for parents to free support and then maybe find out a bit more about what we do. We work with the Dorothy Park Centre, looking at what we can improve in terms of youth provision. Or last year we got Shakespeare's first folio to the Dorothy Park Centre in partnership with the University of Birmingham. So it's the first time that it had been to Smethwick. We work with Bearwood Baptist Church, and that's where we have our big crazy day. I call it Wednesday Warm Welcome, where we'll have 100 people throughout the day, between 50 and 70 for lunch. We work with some wonderful people, wonderful spaces. Oh, and there's Bearwood Yoga, where we have our co-working space open every day of the week. But what that means is we're paying out a lot in rent, which is quite right because those places need to sustain themselves as well. But we're also very stretched. We'd already be stretched because we do too much. So, but we try and be led by what people need and want. So it's hard to say no sometimes. But working across different sites makes that even more difficult. And we don't, because of all the social impact work we do, we can't make loads of money to make ourselves more sustainable. So that's why we're really focused at the moment on trying to find a space that's always open when people want to find us, rather than being dotted around where people might not know where we are from one day to the next. Also to let people access us because they happen to be shopping on the high street. It's the model we're looking at is a really powerful one in terms of how high streets are changing.
Yes.
And those streets need to become more community focused, where people want to spend time, want to share their skills, collaborate with each other. So that's what we'd really like to create. We've got lots of experience doing venue hire, office rent hire, and sublets. We know that we can make a space work, and the business plan looks great.
You've been doing it for so long, and you've been clearly making an impact in all the spaces that you're at, and You know, I know you've been given a lot, like you've been having grant funding, but I know you want to be more sustainable, and you've worked out a way that you could potentially do that by having your own space as well as these other hotspots in the community. So can you tell me a bit about the Save the Corks campaign and how people can help support their pledge to support yourselves with that campaign and what that is?
Yes. So the Cork Social Club has been around for 100 years on Bearwood Road, the High Street, and it was a working men's club. Women can now join, and is a huge building that has a lot of potential for mixed use. So at the moment, it's an amazing performance space. There is the jazz club, the Silver Sunshine Jazz Club, that is just really important in our community, not only for people to have access to world-class jazz music, but also for young people. They're going to be setting up a community school. They already do a lot of work building confidence and skills, music skills with young people. There is the Latin dance that there's a woman who travels from Wales to come to that club because it's so. Black Country Touring use it as their rehearsal space. Birmingham Youth Theatre use it every Sunday for their rehearsal and performance space. So in addition to providing a social space for our local community, and my goodness, are there lots of dance nights and children's parties there as well, it's also a really important venue that we think should be saved. Now, the social club needs to sell the building because they have debts that they need to pay off. And the risk is
to go to developers, right? If it doesn't get saved.
Absolutely. Yeah, so we were successful in getting it designated an asset of community value, which is amazing. And that gives us would give us 6 months to raise funds. So we're working on that at the moment. If anyone wants to help out, they can go to our website, beaewood.cc. And there are a number of options. One of the things we're looking for in the first instance is pledges. So we are changing into a community benefit society, and we're going to be releasing a community share offer, which is something we've wanted to do for ages because it means our local community can be part owners. We will own the building or together as a cooperative. So people can join, become members, and then we will eventually, what we'll do is we'll elect a board from that membership, and we'll have even more accountability to our local community. So that's a really
more by and led for the community.
Exactly.
As it is now, it's a community interest company. You still have trustees, you still are governed in a similar way, but going forward, the community that have shares in the community benefit structure would be part of that cooperative membership. So that's amazing.
So yeah, so we're asking for pledges at the moment, before we release the community share offer, because there's a few hurdles we have to get over in the next couple of weeks. But we're asking for pledges now so we know where we're starting from. And we're up to 25 grand in pledges from the local community, which is amazing. Over 250 people have responded to the online survey. We had well over 100 people at our consultation events. We've only done 2 so far. We are likely to do more. And we're trying to work with members of the Corks Club as well, because it's been a really important place for many people. I've met so many people whose granddads went there, or so and so played snooker there, and we want to make sure that social heritage is remembered and preserved, not just the building.
Thank you for sharing that. And how much do you need to make this work, in terms of, like, you've got up to £25,000 worth of pledges now? What are you aiming to? What do you need now? What's the difference that you need?
when we release the community share offer and really go big with our campaign, then we are hoping, we'd like to aim for 150k. Overall, we're going to need just over 1 million. So we're talking to funders, and we've also had 2 social investment banks who've said that in principle they will give us a loan, and that all works really well with the business plan as well.
Fantastic.
In terms of being able to pay that back. So we would like a combination of grant funding, social investment loan, and the community shares to make it happen.
Thank you. Thank you for sharing that. And did you want to share anything else about Bearwood and the community? Because that was the end of my questions before I wrap up our chat.
Just that it's a place that's worth coming and visiting. We've got a huge number of restaurants here. I think at the last count, which was probably about 6 months ago, so will have changed, about 19 different nationalities represented just in the restaurants.
Wow.
Which, and so many, just the quality is incredible. We've got a really great bar scene and beautiful parks, and then a lot of collaboration happening between community organisations, whether it's the Dorothy Park Centre, the food bank, the local churches, us, We Are Bearwood, Abrahamic Foundation in Smethwick, Bearded Bros, who you might know from Instagram. There's just so much community, I suppose. But our mission is to ensure that as many people as possible can access that. Because, as we all know, there are still huge numbers of people who don't have access to community, and it might be right on their doorstep, but they just don't know, or don't have the confidence, or don't think it's for them. Absolutely. So that's a really, really key part of our job, we think, is to make our communities as inclusive as it can be, because that's how we help improve well-being.
Thank you. So thank you, Sally Taylor, for everything you do at the Hub. Thank you for running the Bearwood Community Hub and taking it to new heights. And thank you for letting Andrea Waters and myself, I know Andrea's on your board, helping us to support you with your fundraising efforts by having in July. So everybody that's watching, if you can come out on Friday, 26th of July, we're having a fundraiser to support Bearwood Community Hub and Let's Talk Hope in Sandwell, and we'd love for you to come. The tickets are in my bio or Andrea's bio, and also we will be putting up a Just Giving link as well, so if you can't attend the event, you can send a donation or a raffle prize to us so that we can help Sally Taylor and the Community Hub get closer to that goal. Thank you so much, Sally, for your time, and I'll see you soon.
All right, great to see you. Thanks so much, Sky.
Take care. Bye.